a blessed Sunday to us. I know we are really all alive because we want the air to really, panad-anad na naman siya noon. Anyway, today's gospel reading, together with the second reading, always, now we are in the 32nd, on the 32nd Sunday in Ordinary Time. We're about to end the liturgical calendar. And as always is the case, the readings during these times are always directed towards preparation, vigilance, what is about to come, most specifically, even the scary thing of the end, that is for each and every one of us, because we all have an end. Now, today's gospel reading is a very beautiful parable, but there is a little bit of I find it a funny note at the end of today's gospel, because today's gospel ends with, therefore stay awake. But the parable tells us about the 10 virgins falling asleep. So isn't there any inconsistency? Well, the fact that the parable is presenting is, this is the end. This is actually facing the final time. So the sleeping of the virgins who are waiting for the bridegroom actually represents death. Death is always considered a sleep, because when the time comes, we will be awake. We will be awaking. Now we will be awoken. God will wake us up and then face our judgment. Sometimes it is a little bit kuan ba kanang murag alanganin or something, or threat, no? It's some kind of a threat that when we talk about the final end, daghan pa biya ta kayong buluhatonon sa atong kinabuhi, di ba? So but what is so interesting here is the very image of the 5 foolish and the 5 wise virgins is always connected with the oil that they were, that the oil that has something to do with keeping the lamp lighted. Now, oil is a very important commodity in our times, for cooking, for grooming, sa makina, sa sakyanan. We need oil. But oil is not very, very easy to extract. Actually, we are talking here about olive oil. It's not an easy thing that moadto ra ka dito sa kanal nga mupunit ka oil na, Oil is a product, or is what we call the result of a tedious process. And this is representative of our lives. We are actually, our lives, the living of our lives actually has something to do with producing the oil. And this is sometimes connected with the good works that we are doing. In other words, if we try to put this within the context of the gospel reading now, the parable, the 5 virgins bringing with them extra oil actually are the good deeds that they have done in their life while they were still living. And so it is interesting, and it is a funny thing to say, to see here that the 5 foolish ones ask for some oil. I don't know if some of you would react, grabe po itong 5, oy, wa man jud lang manghatag. No, it's not the time to do that when we are already facing the final time. That's why, foolish lang yun sila, kay ning lakaw po, nangita po, ding palit po. No, but that is not the kind of thing that is needed. We are facing the final time. That's why, for us, in as much as, for as long as we are still alive, we are very much challenged by today's gospel reading, and the message of the good news, that while we are still alive and kicking, we have to already make use of our time and the good things that we can in order to accommodate the oil that is needed when we are going to face our judge. And part of this understanding of the oil is also God's way of touching us in the many different ways that He does. And I connect this very beautifully with the first reading today. The first reading today presents wisdom as a woman, a lady, a she, a her. And one of the verses that says there towards the end is, she goes and meets those on the way. She graciously appears to those who are walking on the way. What is the image of this? What is the meaning of this imagery in the text of the Book of Wisdom? Ngano man nga iyang sugaton, and the word used is graciously appear to those who are on the way. Unsa may on the way? On the way has something to do with our lives. Our lives is actually a constant journey. So wisdom comes to us, she comes to us, appears to us, and teaches us so many lessons. Because wisdom is a way of life. Wisdom is our manner of living, where we have so many experiences day in and day out, including the mistakes that we commit. But learning from our mistakes are actually part of the getting of the oil, unsay tawag na pagpuga diha sa olyo, no? The squeezing of the oil that is needed when we face our final judgment. So the experiences that we actually encounter, but most of all, learning from the mistakes that we commit, is a manner or part of the process of squeezing the olive so that the oil can be taken, and this is the oil that we are going to bring with us so that we will have an extra oil for our lamps in case, or for sure, there are always exigencies that we always consider. So to put a little picture for this is, our lives is a constant journey. We are walking on the way, on the pathways of life. Wisdom encounters us, but our lamp should be always kept bright or lighted, because our journey is not only during the day, but we also journey during the night. Matulog pud ta, mupahuway pud ta, pero mumata pud ta pagkabuntag na pud. No? Because awareness of the exigencies that we experience nowadays in our lives, in the here and now, is part of the challenge to be awake. To be awake here is a general invitation and what we call a warning. But we have to sleep also. Kinahanglan po baya ng mupahuway ta. But when it is time for waking up, abtik po ta nga mumata. Because we continue our journey in the here and now with our brothers and sisters until we reach the point that we are practically already being welcomed in the heavenly home that is actually prepared for us. Only we have to keep our lights burning. Amen.